Every small change in your habits brings you closer to a bigger change in your life. The most powerful thing you can do for your future is to break free from the habits that keep you in the past. Success doesn't come from doing more. It comes from quitting the things that don't serve your purpose. We all have habits, but not all of them help us grow. Some are holding us back, keeping us stuck, and preventing us from reaching our potential. Have you ever felt like you're trying your best but still not moving forward? In today's video, I'm going to show you 10 habits you need to quit right now if you want to create a better life. These habits are quietly sabotaging your progress, but once you let go of them, you'll feel more focused, confident, and empowered. Stick around to learn how you can start making real progress today. Number 1, stop comparing yourself to others and focus on growth. It's natural to compare ourselves to others, but it's one of the most destructive habits we can have. How many times have you looked at someone else's life, their achievements, their success, and felt a sense of inadequacy? Felt like you're falling short? Maybe it was a friend, a colleague, or someone on social media, someone who seemed to have everything you want. And then it starts. The thoughts creep in, and suddenly, you're questioning your worth, your progress, your potential. The problem with comparison is that it shifts your focus from your own growth to someone else's journey. And in doing so, you miss out on the opportunity to truly focus on your own path. The first thing you need to understand is that everyone is on their own unique path. No one's journey looks the same, and no one reaches their destination at the same time. So why are you comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel? The truth is, the more you compare, the more you lose sight of what matters, your growth. And when you lose sight of your growth, you're no longer taking the actions that will move you closer to your goals. You become distracted, discouraged, and disheartened. Instead of focusing on others, shift your focus back to yourself. Ask yourself, how far have I come? How much have I grown? What small victories have I celebrated today? Your growth is about you, and it's about moving forward on your terms. Not based on someone else's standards or timeline, not based on what anyone else has done or achieved. It's about you making consistent progress toward your own goals, regardless of what's going on around you. The next thing you need to understand is that when you compare yourself to others, you're not just measuring yourself against them, you're measuring yourself against your own insecurities. You see someone else's success and think, I could never do that, or I'm not good enough. But that's just the insecurity talking. That's your fear of failure trying to hold you back. But here's the thing, everyone has struggled. Everyone has faced setbacks. Everyone has had to overcome challenges. But the key difference is that some people refuse to let those challenges define them. They choose to move forward, to keep going, and to grow through the struggles. And you can do the same. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you free yourself from the need for validation. Your value is not determined by someone else's success. Your worth is inherent, and it comes from within. It comes from your ability to keep going when things get tough. It comes from your commitment to growth and improvement. It comes from your willingness to face the challenges in front of you, not because they're easy, but because you believe in your own potential to overcome them. As you move forward, stop using others as a measure of your success. You have to remember that their story is not yours to live. And the moment you stop trying to live someone else's story, you'll start seeing your own story unfold in a way that's authentic to you. One of the most powerful tools you can use to shift your mindset is gratitude. When you feel yourself comparing, stop for a moment and think about what you've accomplished. Think about how far you've come. Even if it feels like you haven't made huge strides, think about the things you've done right. Maybe you got out of bed on a tough day. Maybe you made one small step toward your goal. Celebrate that. Recognize it. And know that those small steps are what matter. Every little bit of progress counts. Comparison only steals your peace. It clouds your vision and distracts you from what's truly important. What's important is that you show up for yourself every single day, even when it feels difficult, even when it feels like no one else is rooting for you. You need to become your own biggest supporter. And that starts with focusing on your own growth, not someone else's. Stop looking outside for validation. The truth is, no one else can define your success. They can't measure your happiness, your potential, or your journey. That's for you to decide. And the moment you take control of that, the moment you stop comparing, is the moment you begin to step into the best version of yourself. The next time you feel the temptation to compare, take a deep breath and remember, you are exactly where you need to be. Your progress is happening at the pace it's meant to. There is no one else's journey you need to mimic. The only journey that matters is yours. And the only person you need to compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. Are you better today than you were before? Are you taking the steps necessary to move forward? Are you growing? That's the only comparison that counts. This is how you take back control of your life. By choosing not to compare, you free yourself from the negative cycle that holds you back. You stop measuring your worth based on someone else's success, and you start focusing on your own unique progress. You start to realize that success doesn't come from what others have achieved. It comes from what you do with your own time, your own effort, and your own abilities. Start setting your own standards. Stop looking to others for approval or validation. Instead, ask yourself, what do I want to achieve? What will make me happy and fulfilled? What will make me proud of myself? Your journey is about you. It's about finding the courage to trust yourself, even when the world around you seems to be moving in a different direction. It's about knowing that your path is yours to walk, and that every step you take is a step toward becoming the person you're meant to be. So the next time you find yourself comparing, pause. Take a moment to breathe and reflect on your own journey. Celebrate where you are right now, and appreciate how far you've come. Then ask yourself, what can I do today to grow even more? What small step can I take toward my own success? And take that step. Keep taking those steps, day by day, knowing that the only person you need to compete with is the person you were yesterday. By stopping the habit of comparison, you begin to unlock your true potential. You stop seeing other people's success as something that diminishes your own and instead start seeing it as inspiration. When you focus on your own growth, you realize that there's no limit to what you can achieve. Your success is yours, and it's built on the foundation of consistent effort, personal growth, and self-belief. You are not defined by others, and you never will be. You are defined by the choices you make, the actions you take, and the growth you experience. Stop comparing yourself to others, and start comparing yourself to the person you were yesterday. In doing so, you'll create the life you were meant to live. And trust me, that life will be more fulfilling, more rewarding, and more aligned with who you truly are than anything you could have imagined. Number 2, drop excuses and take full responsibility for your life. Taking full responsibility for your life is one of the most empowering decisions you can make. The moment you stop making excuses and start owning your choices, your actions, and your future, everything changes. The difference between those who move forward and those who stay stuck is simple. Some take responsibility for their lives, and some don't. The power to change your situation is within you, and it always has been. But you must stop blaming others, circumstances, or the world for where you are. Your past does not control your future unless you allow it to. Your present is the result of the decisions you've made up until now. Let's get something clear. Life is not always fair. Bad things happen. Sometimes things go wrong and we encounter setbacks. Life throws curveballs, and challenges come our way. But here's the key. Your ability to rise above, to take control, to keep moving forward despite those challenges is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. And that starts with taking full responsibility. Stop blaming others. Stop pointing the finger. Every time you point to someone or something else, you are giving away your power. You are telling yourself that someone else is in control of your destiny. But that's not true. You are the one who gets to choose how you respond to life's challenges. You are the one who gets to decide whether you rise or stay down. The moment you take responsibility for your choices, your life begins to change. The key is to own both your successes and your failures. Take responsibility for where you are, for where you're going, and for what happens next. That's what it means to truly live with power and purpose. Look around you. Everyone who is successful has taken responsibility for their actions. They didn't wait for someone to hand them an opportunity. They didn't wait for someone else to change their circumstances. They looked at their situation and said, I am in charge here. They said it's up to me to make things happen. They understood that their future wasn't defined by their past. They took the power back into their own hands. And that's what allowed them to create the life they wanted. And you can do the same. When you start taking responsibility, you stop being a victim of your circumstances. Victims wait for the world to change. They wait for someone else to fix things for them. They blame everyone and everything for their lack of progress. But responsibility means you take ownership of your situation. You own your mistakes and learn from them. You take action instead of making excuses. You stop waiting for things to be perfect, because you know that nothing ever will be. Success isn't about waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect conditions. It's about taking action, regardless of the circumstances, and making the most of what you have. Think about it for a moment. How many times have you made excuses for why you haven't reached your goals yet? How many times have you told yourself, I don't have enough time. I'm not good enough. I'm too young. I'm too old. I don't have the money. You've probably said one of these things to yourself more times than you can count. But every time you make an excuse, you're sabotaging your own progress. You're telling yourself that it's okay to stay stuck, that it's okay not to try, that it's okay to blame others or circumstances for your situation. But it's not okay. Here's the thing. Excuses never help. They never get you closer to your goals. They only keep you stuck in a cycle of inaction, doubt, and fear. The moment you drop the excuses is the moment you step into your full potential. The moment you say, I will no longer let my past hold me back. I will no longer let fear or self-doubt control me. Is the moment you take your life back. Taking responsibility doesn't mean you won't face difficulties or challenges. Life will still happen. But when you take responsibility, you understand that no matter what happens, you control how you react. You understand that setbacks are part of the journey, and they don't define you. What defines you is how you respond to them. Will you take action, or will you let excuses keep you stuck? Start today by making the decision to take full responsibility for your life. It's time to stop blaming the economy, your family, your job, your upbringing, your lack of resources, or anything else. It's time to take control of your future. It's time to recognize that you have the power to make the changes you want to see. You are the one who can shape your future by the choices you make today. But the first step is to stop making excuses. Ask yourself, what would my life look like if I stopped blaming others? What would I be able to achieve if I stopped making excuses? How would my life be different if I took 100% responsibility for everything that's happened and everything that's about to happen? Taking responsibility for your life doesn't mean you're perfect. It doesn't mean you won't make mistakes. But it does mean you'll learn from them. It means you'll stop making excuses and start taking action. It means you'll move forward, even when it's tough, because you know that you are in control. The most powerful thing you can do is stop giving power to external circumstances. Instead, take your power back. Make a decision today that no matter what happens, you will rise above. No more excuses. No more blaming. No more waiting for someone else to make your dreams come true. It's all on you. If you want to make real progress in your life, you need to stop living in a state of excuses. You have to make the conscious choice to take full responsibility for your future. Accept that your choices matter, and you have the power to change. Change doesn't happen when you make excuses. It happens when you take full ownership of your actions and start moving toward your goals with unwavering commitment. Let's be clear. No one is going to hand you success. No one is going to give you the life you dream of. It's up to you. You are the one who needs to make it happen. But the first step is to stop making excuses. The first step is to say, I'm done with that. I'm done making excuses. I'm done waiting for things to change. I'm going to make things happen. You can create the life you want, but you have to take responsibility for your actions. You have to commit to showing up for yourself every single day. You have to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start making progress with what you have right now. This is your life, and it's time to take full responsibility for it. The excuses are over. The waiting is over. The blaming is over. It's time to step up and take control.
It's time to start building the life you deserve. Because you are worthy, you are capable, and you have everything you need to succeed. All you need to do now is take responsibility for your life and move forward. No matter what. So what's it going to be? Will you continue making excuses, or will you take full responsibility for your life and go after what you want? The choice is yours, and the time is now.
Number 3. Remove unhealthy habits that weaken your body and mind. Removing unhealthy habits that weaken your body and mind is one of the most crucial steps you can take toward achieving a better life. These habits hold you back, drain your energy, and prevent you from being your best self. They influence how you feel, think, and act every single day. Whether it's poor diet, lack of exercise, negative thinking, or addiction, these habits can slowly rob you of the vitality, mental clarity, and peace of mind that you need to thrive. But you have the power to change them, to break free, and to take back control over your health and your future. Think about the last time you felt truly energized, alive, and motivated. How did you feel physically and mentally in those moments? Probably at your best, focused, confident, and in full control. Now think about the times you felt drained, sluggish, or overwhelmed. What habits were you engaging in at those times? The unhealthy habits you continue to indulge in are the ones contributing to your fatigue, poor performance, and lack of motivation. It's not always easy, but if you want a life of greater fulfillment, you have to remove these habits from your daily routine. Let's first talk about the importance of your physical health. Your body is the foundation on which everything else in your life is built. If you're neglecting it, nothing else can truly thrive. You may not see the consequences of unhealthy habits immediately, but over time, they build up. They erode your energy, and your body begins to function less efficiently. Whether you're eating poorly, not getting enough rest, or staying sedentary, your physical state affects your ability to be productive, clear-headed, and focused. If you're constantly feeling tired or sluggish, it's a sign that something isn't right. Your body needs proper nutrition, exercise, and rest to perform at its best. When you continue unhealthy habits like poor eating, sitting for long periods, or skipping exercise, you're depriving your body of what it needs to maintain energy and vitality. These habits take a toll on your physical health, weakening your immune system, lowering your energy levels, and decreasing your overall quality of life. It's time to take responsibility for your body and make choices that strengthen, not weaken. Removing unhealthy habits doesn't mean you have to become perfect. It means that you have to become conscious of the habits that are harming you and make a commitment to eliminate them. The first step is recognizing what those habits are. Maybe you're eating too much processed food, drinking too much caffeine, or not getting enough sleep. Maybe you're neglecting your physical health by not exercising regularly. Whatever the habit is, it's time to face it and make a conscious decision to change. Healthy eating isn't about depriving yourself or going on extreme diets. It's about fueling your body with the right foods that give you energy and keep you feeling sharp. Start by focusing on whole, unprocessed foods, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. These foods give your body the nutrients it needs to function at its best. Cutting out processed sugars, too much caffeine, and unhealthy fats will make a massive difference in how you feel. Your body is your most valuable asset. Without it functioning properly, nothing else matters. So take care of it with healthy food choices. Exercise is another key factor in maintaining your body's health. If you're not moving your body regularly, you're missing out on a huge opportunity to increase your energy, improve your mood, and reduce stress. Exercise doesn't have to be extreme. You don't need to train for a marathon, but you do need to move. A brisk walk, stretching, or a short workout session every day can have an enormous impact on your physical and mental well-being. The more you move, the better you'll feel. It's that simple. Now let's shift the focus to your mind. Your mind and body are connected. When you're physically healthy, your mental clarity improves. But when your mind is clouded with negative thoughts, stress, and anxiety, it becomes harder to make good decisions and take action. Mental health is just as important as physical health, and many unhealthy habits come from a lack of mental clarity and peace. One of the most harmful habits you can have is indulging in negative self-talk. It holds you back, creates self-doubt, and prevents you from achieving your full potential.
If you find yourself constantly thinking, "I'm not good enough, I can't do this, or I'll never succeed," it's time to stop. You have the power to shift your mindset. You can replace negative thoughts with positive affirmations, gratitude, and self-compassion. Focus on what you can control and let go of what you can't. Embrace the idea that mistakes are not failures, but opportunities to grow. When you learn to see challenges as stepping stones rather than obstacles, your mental strength will grow. Start by setting realistic goals, breaking them down into small, manageable tasks, and celebrating your progress. By shifting your mindset, you'll remove the mental habits that keep you stuck and start taking bold action toward your goals. Another unhealthy habit that weakens your mind is surrounding yourself with negativity. This could be toxic relationships, toxic work environments, or negative influences on social media. These external factors can cloud your judgment and affect your mental clarity. If you're constantly exposed to negativity, it becomes harder to think clearly, make good decisions, and stay focused on your goals. Removing these negative influences from your life is an essential step toward creating a stronger, more resilient mind. Start by identifying what or who is draining your energy and make a conscious decision to distance yourself from it. One habit that's often overlooked is the habit of worrying. Worrying about the future, about things you can't control, only creates unnecessary stress. It keeps you from living in the present moment and making the most of today. Instead of worrying, focus on what you can do right now to improve your situation. Take action and focus on the present moment. Doing so will free your mind and reduce stress, allowing you to be more productive and positive. Another harmful habit is avoiding challenges or discomfort. Many people shy away from anything that feels hard or uncomfortable, but the truth is that growth happens outside of your comfort zone. If you're always seeking comfort, you're never pushing yourself to improve. Challenge yourself, even in small ways. Take risks, do things that make you feel a little bit uneasy. That discomfort is the sign of growth. It's the sign that you're stretching yourself, learning, and becoming better. Breaking free from unhealthy habits requires self-awareness and a commitment to change. It's about becoming conscious of the patterns that are holding you back, and then making a decision to replace those habits with healthier ones. The more you take care of your body and mind, the more energy, confidence, and clarity you'll have. And when you feel good physically and mentally, you're more likely to take action and achieve your goals. Start by identifying the habits that are weakening you, whether it's poor eating, lack of exercise, negative thinking, or external influences. Once you're aware of them, take proactive steps to replace them with healthier habits. This doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent effort and a commitment to making small changes, you'll start to see dramatic improvements in your life. Your body and mind are interconnected. When you take care of one, the other thrives. And when both are in alignment, you have the strength and clarity to tackle anything life throws your way. Removing unhealthy habits is not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about making small daily choices that add up over time and lead you toward a better, healthier, and more fulfilling life. You have the power to create the life you want, but it starts with removing the habits that are holding you back. It's time to take control of your health, physically, mentally, and emotionally. The future is in your hands. Make the decision to break free from unhealthy habits today and step into a better life.
Number 4. Cut out distractions and stay committed to your goals. Cutting out distractions and staying committed to your goals is essential. If you want to live a fulfilling life in this world filled with constant noise, interruptions, and an overload of information, it's easy to lose focus and get pulled away from what truly matters. You have dreams, you have goals, and you have the ability to achieve them. But only if you're willing to make the effort to stay focused and block out the distractions that are constantly competing for your attention. The first thing you need to understand is that distractions are everywhere. From social media notifications to the endless news cycle, the world around you is designed to pull you away from your most important work. Every time you get distracted, you lose valuable time and energy. Every time you check your phone, respond to an email, or dive into something unrelated, you're wasting precious moments that could be spent working toward your goals. But here's the truth: distractions are a choice. You decide whether you engage with them or not. They don't control you. You control your attention. The power lies in your ability to make a choice. Either you stay committed to your goals, or you get sidetracked. The real key to success is staying focused, staying consistent, and refusing to let anything pull you away from the things that truly matter. Start by identifying the distractions in your life. Think about the things that constantly pull you off track, that steal your time and attention. It could be social media, television, or even people who don't support your goals. It might be the temptation to procrastinate or the habit of checking your phone every few minutes. Whatever it is, get clear about the distractions that are holding you back. Once you've identified them, it's time to take action. Cutting out distractions doesn't mean you have to completely eliminate them from your life. It simply means you need to manage them better. You have to create boundaries around your time and energy. And that starts with being intentional about what you allow into your life. One powerful strategy is to schedule your time. If you have a clear plan for the day, you'll be much less likely to get pulled into distractions. When you block off specific periods for focused work, you make it easier to stay on task. This might mean setting aside a few hours each morning to work without interruptions or dedicating time each day to a particular goal. It's not about perfection. It's about consistency. The more you create structure and discipline in your day, the more you'll achieve. It's also crucial to eliminate physical distractions. Take a look at your environment. Is it cluttered or disorganized? A messy space can lead to a scattered mind. If your workspace is filled with distractions, you'll find it harder to concentrate and stay committed. Make it a habit to tidy up your space and remove anything that's not essential to your work. This simple change can have a powerful impact on your ability to focus. Next, let's talk about technology. We live in a digital age, and while technology can be a tool for success, it can also be a major source of distraction. Social media, emails, and constant notifications can take you out of your flow and derail your productivity. To combat this, you need to be intentional about how you use technology. Turn off notifications for non-essential apps. Set specific times during the day to check your emails or social media accounts, and avoid checking them in between tasks. If you need to, use apps that block distracting websites during work hours. It's all about creating a focused, distraction-free environment where you can do your best work. Another important aspect of staying committed to your goals is learning how to say no. Many of us have a tendency to overcommit ourselves. We say yes to things out of obligation or fear of missing out, but this often leads to burnout and distraction. Learn to say no to things that aren't aligned with your goals. It's okay to turn down invitations or requests that take you away from what matters most. Prioritize your time and energy for the things that are going to move you forward, not hold you back. Staying committed also means developing mental discipline. It's about pushing through moments of resistance and staying focused even when you don't feel like it. Every goal you have is going to require effort, and there will be days when you don't feel motivated to work on it. On those days, discipline becomes your greatest ally. You need to learn how to show up even when it's tough. The key is to take action, even if it's just a small step forward. The more you make it a habit to take consistent action, the easier it becomes to stay committed to your goals. One powerful tool for staying committed is creating a vision board or writing down your goals. When you can see your goals in front of you every day, you'll be reminded of what you're working toward. This visual reminder can help you stay focused, especially on the days when distractions are trying to pull you away. Write down your goals and keep them somewhere visible, whether that's on a vision board, a piece of paper on your desk, or in a journal. This constant reminder will keep you motivated and committed to your journey. It's also helpful to break your larger goals down into smaller, more manageable tasks. Instead of focusing on the big picture, which can be overwhelming, focus on taking one step at a time. Break your goals into actionable tasks, and then tackle them one by one. This makes the process feel more manageable and keeps you from getting distracted by the enormity of the task. Each small step you take brings you closer to your bigger goal, and that progress will keep you motivated. A powerful strategy for staying committed is creating accountability. When you tell someone else about your goals, you make yourself accountable to them. This can be a friend, a mentor, or even a coach.
Accountability helps keep you focused and on track. Knowing that someone else is checking in on your progress adds an extra layer of motivation. It's much harder to let distractions take over when you've made a commitment to someone else. Staying committed also means learning to handle setbacks. Life is unpredictable, and you're going to encounter challenges along the way. Distractions are inevitable, and sometimes you'll find yourself off track. But the key is not to let those moments define you. When you face a setback, don't get discouraged. Instead, use it as an opportunity to refocus and recommit to your goals. Each setback is just a lesson in disguise. It's not the end of your journey. It's simply a detour. Stay flexible, stay focused, and keep pushing forward. Another essential element of staying committed is practicing self-care. When you take care of your physical, mental, and emotional well-being, you're better equipped to stay focused and avoid distractions. Make time for rest, relaxation, and activities that recharge you. You can't stay committed to your goals if you're constantly running on empty. Take care of yourself so that you have the energy and mental clarity to stay on track. Finally, stay focused on the bigger picture. Remember why you started. Your goals are worth it, and the effort you put in today will pay off in the future. There will be days when distractions seem overwhelming, but if you stay focused on your vision and remind yourself of why it's important, you'll find the strength to push through. Keep your eyes on the prize, and don't let the distractions of today stop you from achieving your dreams.
Number 5. Stop seeking approval and start trusting your own path. Seeking approval from others can be a heavy weight to carry. When you constantly look to others for validation, you're giving away your power. You're allowing the opinions of people who may not even understand your dreams or vision to shape your decisions. The problem with this is that it's an endless cycle. You will never feel truly free until you learn to stop seeking approval from others and start trusting your own path. This doesn't mean you don't value input from others. It simply means you take back control and trust that you are the expert on your own life. Many of us grow up conditioned to seek validation, whether it's from parents, teachers, peers, or society. We're taught to look to others to tell us if we're doing the right thing. We're told to follow certain paths, follow certain rules, and fit into a mold that others have created for us. This can make it difficult to trust your own judgment because you start to think that others know better. But the reality is, no one knows you as well as you know yourself. You are the one who understands your desires, your values, and your dreams. You are the one who has the vision for your life, and no one else can see it with the same clarity you can. One of the most powerful things you can do for yourself is learn to trust your own decisions. When you stop seeking approval from others, you gain the confidence to make decisions that align with your values and goals. This doesn't mean you shut yourself off from advice or feedback. It simply means that you make decisions from a place of self-assurance and clarity, not out of fear of judgment. You trust that you are capable of making the best choices for yourself, even if those choices don't always align with what others expect from you. It's important to realize that seeking approval often comes from a place of fear. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, or fear of not measuring up. But living in fear means you're not living authentically. You're living according to someone else's standards, and that's no way to live. You deserve to live a life that is true to yourself, not a life shaped by the expectations of others. Trusting your own path means embracing your individuality and uniqueness. It means stepping away from the crowd and forging your own way, even if that path is different from what others expect. Society often tells us that there's one right way to do things, but the truth is, there are many paths to success. Your path is unique to you, and it's important to honor that. Stop worrying about what others are doing and focus on your journey. Your path may not look like everyone else's, but that's what makes it special. It's yours, and that's something to be proud of. One way to stop seeking approval is to begin practicing self-validation. This means acknowledging and celebrating your own achievements, no matter how big or small. You don't need others to tell you that you're doing a good job because you already know that you are. Every step you take toward your goals is a victory, and you don't need permission to feel proud of your progress. By validating yourself, you stop depending on others for approval and start finding fulfillment from within. This builds your self-esteem and reinforces your belief in your own abilities. Another important aspect of trusting your own path is accepting that not everyone will agree with your choices. There will always be people who think you're making the wrong decision, who question your motives, or who criticize your actions. But here's the truth. Their opinions do not define you. You are the one living your life, not them. And as long as you are true to yourself and making decisions that align with your values, you are on the right path. Don't let the opinions of others derail you or make you doubt yourself. Trust your instincts and keep moving forward with confidence. It's also essential to stop comparing your progress to others. The more you compare yourself to others, the more you feed the need for external validation. You start to measure your success based on what others are doing, instead of focusing on your own growth. But everyone's journey is different. Someone else's success doesn't diminish your own potential. Focus on your own path and celebrate your unique progress. Every small win you achieve is a reflection of your effort and commitment, and that's something worth recognizing. Building the confidence to trust your own path requires practice and patience. It's not something that happens overnight, but with time it becomes easier. Start by making small decisions without seeking others' approval. Whether it's something as simple as choosing a restaurant or deciding how to spend your free time, practice trusting yourself in the small moments. As you begin to trust your instincts, you'll gain the confidence to make bigger decisions without fear of judgment. The more you practice, the stronger your trust in yourself will become. Sometimes the hardest part of trusting your own path is letting go of the fear of failure. We all experience setbacks, mistakes and failures along the way, but they don't define us. In fact, they are part of the learning process. When you trust your path, you accept that failure is not something to fear, it's something to embrace. Each mistake is an opportunity to learn and grow. When you give yourself permission to fail without judgment, you free yourself from the need to seek approval. You no longer need to be perfect, and that's incredibly freeing. To help you trust your own path, it's essential to surround yourself with people who support your growth. Find people who encourage you to be your best self, who challenge you to grow and who believe in your potential. When you're surrounded by positive influences, it becomes easier to trust your own judgment because you know you're supported. These people don't need to agree with everything you do, but they should respect your ability to make decisions and follow your path. Another powerful way to trust your path is to remind yourself of your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? What is the bigger purpose behind your actions? When you are clear on your purpose, you can trust that every step you take is leading you closer to it. Your why becomes the driving force behind your actions, and it gives you the strength to stay committed, even when things get tough. Trusting your path means having unwavering belief in the direction you're heading, and knowing that you are working towards something meaningful and important. It's also crucial to celebrate your uniqueness. The world is full of people who are trying to fit into predefined molds, but you don't need to conform. You don't need to follow the crowd, or do what everyone else is doing. Your uniqueness is what makes you special, and that's something to be proud of. The more you embrace who you are, the easier it becomes to trust your own path. You are enough, just as you are. Your journey is yours to shape, and no one else can walk it for you. As you move forward, remember that trusting your own path is not always easy, but it's always worth it. There will be challenges, doubts and moments of uncertainty, but through it all, trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust your judgment, and trust that you are capable of creating the life you want. The more you trust your own path, the more confidence you'll build, and the more unstoppable you'll become. In conclusion, stop seeking approval and start trusting your own path. Your journey is yours to create, and no one else's opinion matters more than your own. When you stop looking to others for validation, you unlock the power to live authentically, make decisions with confidence, and achieve the success you deserve. Trust yourself, trust your vision, and trust the process. The path you're on is the right one for you, and it's time to embrace it with full confidence. Number 6. Break free from toxic relationships that drain your energy. Toxic relationships are one of the most draining forces in life. They drain your energy, stunt your growth, and hold you back from becoming the person you are truly capable of being. It's hard to feel fulfilled and motivated when you are constantly surrounded by negativity, judgment, or people who don't respect your boundaries. But here's the truth. You don't have to tolerate these kinds of relationships. You deserve better. You deserve to be around people who support you, lift you up, and bring out the best in you. Let's be real for a moment. Not all relationships are meant to last. There are some relationships that are essential for your well-being, and there are others that you need to let go of. This doesn't always mean that the people involved are bad. Sometimes it's simply a matter of compatibility. Some people, for whatever reason, just don't bring positivity into your life, and that's okay. What's important is recognizing the impact they have on your energy and your life. You may have been taught to be loyal, to put others first, to stick it out through thick and thin, but loyalty to the wrong people only leads to your own exhaustion. It's critical to understand that you are responsible for your own happiness, and if you are constantly surrounded by toxic energy, it's going to be extremely difficult to cultivate positivity and growth in your own life. It's time to make a decision. You can either continue to endure the negativity or break free and reclaim your energy. A toxic relationship can come in many forms. It may be with a friend, family member, romantic partner, or coworker. The person may belittle you, undermine your achievements, take advantage of your kindness, or make you feel like you're never good enough. They may create drama, spread negativity, or be constantly critical of your actions, decisions, and choices. It's not always obvious at first, because toxic people often disguise their behavior behind charm or love, but over time their actions wear you down. They drain your energy and keep you from reaching your potential. One of the hardest things to accept is that breaking free from a toxic relationship is not just about walking away, it's about recognizing the power that this relationship has over you and taking the necessary steps to protect your well-being. The longer you stay in a toxic situation, the more control it has over your life. It's easy to get stuck in the cycle of trying to fix things, to please the other person, or to make excuses for their behavior. But at some point, you have to ask yourself, is this relationship serving me? Is it helping me grow? Is it making me happy? If the answer is no, it's time to move on. Letting go of a toxic relationship isn't easy. There are emotional attachments, shared memories, and history involved, but you must remind yourself that your future and your mental well-being are worth more than holding on to something that is holding you back. You have to get to the point where you are willing to choose yourself over the negative energy of others. One of the most liberating things you can do for yourself is to set boundaries. Boundaries are a way of telling others what is acceptable and what is not. By setting boundaries with toxic people, you take back control over your life. You tell them that their behavior is not acceptable and that you won't tolerate being treated poorly. Setting boundaries is not about being harsh or unkind. It's about taking care of yourself. It's about protecting your energy and making sure you are surrounded by people who treat you with respect and kindness. Sometimes breaking free from a toxic relationship requires making a clean break. This may mean cutting ties completely, especially if the person's behavior is toxic enough that there's no hope for change. You may have tried to repair the relationship, to have difficult conversations, to explain how you feel, but some people are simply unwilling or unable to change. In these cases, walking away is the best decision for your own growth and happiness. It can be incredibly challenging to walk away, especially if this person has been in your life for a long time or holds a significant role. But if you truly value yourself and your well-being, you must be willing to make that tough decision. Staying in a toxic relationship is not an act of loyalty. It's an act of self-sabotage. You may feel guilt or fear, but you have to remember that putting yourself first is the ultimate act of self-love. Letting go of toxic relationships is also about being honest with yourself. You have to acknowledge that this relationship is not healthy and that it's time to move on. This requires a level of emotional maturity and self-awareness that may not always be easy to achieve. But once you get to the point where you recognize the toxicity and stop making excuses for it, you are free to take action. This is where true growth begins. Another essential part of breaking free from toxic relationships is recognizing your worth. Too often, we stay in bad relationships because we think we don't deserve better, or we feel like we can't do any better. But that's simply not true.
You are worthy of love, respect, and kindness. You deserve to be around people who encourage you, challenge you to be your best, and support your growth. You deserve people who uplift you, not bring you down. By removing toxic people from your life, you make room for those who truly care about you and want the best for you. You don't have to do this alone. Surround yourself with people who bring positivity and support into your life. Find those who share your values and who respect your boundaries. These are the people who will help you heal and rebuild your energy. These are the relationships that nourish you and help you grow into the person you are meant to be. Having a support system in place is crucial, especially when you are making difficult decisions about the people in your life. It's important to recognize that breaking free from toxic relationships is not just about removing people, it's about replacing them with healthier, more supportive connections. It's about filling your life with people who bring out the best in you, who challenge you to be better, and who genuinely care about your well-being. As you cut out toxic relationships, make it a priority to create new positive relationships that are aligned with your values and goals. It's also worth noting that some toxic relationships may not be as obvious at first. Sometimes, toxic behavior can be subtle. It can start with small criticisms, passive-aggressive remarks, or emotional manipulation. Over time, these behaviors can build up and start to affect your self-esteem and mental health. It's crucial to recognize these red flags early on so that you don't end up stuck in a toxic cycle for longer than necessary. Trust your instincts and don't ignore your gut feelings. If something feels off, it probably is. Lastly, give yourself permission to heal. Letting go of toxic relationships can be a painful process, and it may take time to fully heal. Don't rush the process. Be kind to yourself and take things one step at a time. Understand that healing is a journey, and it's okay to feel pain and sadness. But also remember that you are making space for better things in your life. You are investing in your happiness, your peace of mind, and your future. Breaking free from toxic relationships is one of the most empowering decisions you can make for yourself. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. Letting go of people who drain your energy makes room for the people who will elevate you. It gives you the freedom to focus on your growth, your goals, and your happiness. You deserve to be surrounded by positivity, love, and support, and once you make the decision to remove toxic people from your life, you'll be amazed at how much better you feel, how much more energy you have, and how much more potential you unlock within yourself.
Number 7. Stop fearing failure and start embracing every challenge. Fearing failure is a natural human instinct. It's something that's been hardwired into us, often as a survival mechanism. But here's the problem. This fear holds us back. It keeps us stuck in the same place, making excuses and telling ourselves we can't do something before we've even tried. It's time to shift your mindset. It's time to stop fearing failure and start embracing the challenges that come your way. When you learn to embrace failure, you learn how to grow. Failure is not the end. It's a lesson. It's a step forward. Every time you try something and it doesn't go the way you expect, you are learning. You are evolving. Every mistake, every misstep is a step toward improvement, not a reason to quit. The only time you truly fail is when you stop trying. The key to overcoming the fear of failure is to reframe your thinking about what failure truly is. When we think of failure, we often imagine the worst-case scenario, losing a job, going bankrupt, or facing public humiliation. But failure is not about the result. It's about the journey. It's about the effort you put in, the courage you have to try, and the resilience you build when things don't go as planned. Failure is a natural part of success. In fact, many of the most successful people in history, in every field, have faced significant failures before achieving their goals. They didn't give up. They used failure as a springboard to reach new heights, and you can do the same. Think about it. If you never try, you'll never know what could be possible. If you don't embrace challenges, you'll always be stuck in your comfort zone. Comfort zones feel safe, but they don't lead to growth. Growth comes from pushing your boundaries, from stepping into the unknown, and from facing challenges head-on. Every challenge you face is an opportunity for growth, a chance to learn something new, and a chance to become stronger and more capable than you were before. The fear of failure often comes from the fear of judgment. We worry about what others will think of us if we fail. But the reality is that most people are too focused on their own lives to even notice your failures. The only judgment that truly matters is your own. When you stop fearing failure, you take back control of your life. You stop letting the opinions of others dictate your actions. You stop worrying about being perfect and start focusing on progress. You may have failed in the past. You may have tried and fallen short, but that doesn't define you. Your past failures do not determine your future success. What matters is how you respond. Do you get back up? Do you keep going? Do you learn from your mistakes and adjust your approach? Or do you let fear keep you from moving forward? The choice is yours. And the sooner you start embracing challenges and learning from failure, the sooner you'll begin to see progress in your life. The fear of failure also comes from a lack of confidence in ourselves. We doubt our abilities and wonder if we're capable of achieving our goals. But confidence doesn't come from always getting things right. It comes from trying, from showing up, and from taking action. Confidence is built through experience. It's built through action, through learning, and through proving to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. Think about some of the most successful people in the world. They didn't achieve their success because they never faced challenges or failures. They succeeded because they kept going. No matter how many setbacks they faced, they embraced the failures, learned from them, and used them as stepping stones to success. They understood that failure was not a roadblock. It was a detour, a way to get to where they wanted to go. You may also fear failure because of the pressure to be perfect. The world often tells us that we must be perfect, that we must have everything figured out, and that we must succeed on the first try. But the truth is, perfection is an illusion. No one has everything figured out. No one succeeds without setbacks. Perfection does not exist in the real world. Success is messy. It's filled with ups and downs, challenges and mistakes. But it's through this process that we learn, grow, and improve. It's through failure that we discover what we are truly capable of. The reality is, failure is not something to be ashamed of. It's something to embrace. It's something to be grateful for. Failure teaches you valuable lessons about yourself, your abilities, and your resilience. It shows you what works and what doesn't, and it helps you adjust your approach. When you embrace failure, you stop seeing it as a negative experience and start seeing it as a tool for growth. You understand that each failure brings you one step closer to success. Here's the secret. The more you fail, the more you grow. The more you face challenges and overcome them, the stronger you become. And the stronger you become, the more confident you become. When you stop fearing failure, you free yourself from the limitations that fear places on you. You stop holding yourself back from taking action, and you start moving forward with purpose and confidence. It's also important to understand that not all failures are the same. Some are small setbacks, while others may feel like major defeats. But regardless of the size of the failure, the key is to keep going. Don't let a small mistake stop you from trying again. Don't let one setback define your future. Even the greatest achievers have faced setbacks, but they kept going. They kept learning, growing, and moving forward. And so can you. Remember, success is not about never failing. It's about how you handle failure. It's about how you learn from it, how you adjust your approach, and how you keep going despite the setbacks. It's about developing the resilience to bounce back, stronger than before. Failure is not something to be feared. It's something to be used. It's an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to improve. The more you fail, the more you learn, and the more you learn, the more successful you will become. So stop fearing failure. Stop letting it control you. Start embracing every challenge that comes your way. Step into the unknown. Take risks, and trust in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Remember, you are not defined by your failure, but by how you respond to them. You have the power to choose how you react. You have the power to learn, grow, and succeed. And the sooner you stop fearing failure and start embracing every challenge, the sooner you will start living a life of success, fulfillment, and growth. Number 8. Let go of past mistakes and focus on your future. Letting go of past mistakes is one of the most liberating things you can do for yourself. We all have a history. We all have a past that we carry with us, often weighed down by things we wish we could have done differently. But here's the truth. Your past does not define you. It is not a reflection of your future unless you let it be. Mistakes are part of life, part of growth. Holding on to them and letting them dictate your actions keeps you trapped in a cycle that prevents you from moving forward. You have the power to choose how your future unfolds. And the first step is to release the weight of your past. Too many people stay stuck in their past, constantly replaying the mistakes they've made, regretting decisions, and wondering, what if I had done things differently? They become prisoners to their own regrets. But no matter how much you replay the past, it's never going to change. The past is gone. It's a chapter that's already been written. What matters now is how you choose to move forward, how you choose to take the lessons from your past and apply them to create a better future. Letting go is not about forgetting what happened or pretending like it didn't matter. It's about accepting that mistakes are a part of your journey and they do not have the power to control you. The weight of regret and shame can hold you back from taking the actions needed to create a better future. You have the ability to choose to let go of the past, to release its grip on you, and to step into the future with a sense of freedom and empowerment. When you let go, you make space for new opportunities, new growth, and new experiences. You cannot change what has already happened, but you can decide what your future will look like. The key to letting go of past mistakes is understanding that you are not your mistakes. A mistake is just that, a mistake. It doesn't make you a failure. It doesn't make you less than. It's simply a part of life. We all make mistakes. The real failure comes when we refuse to learn from those mistakes and continue to live in the past. It's when we let our mistakes define us instead of using them as stepping stones to greater things. There's an old saying that failure is only the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. Every mistake you've made is an opportunity to grow. Every misstep is a lesson that teaches you something valuable. You can either let those lessons weigh you down with guilt, or you can use them to fuel your growth. The choice is yours. When you choose to let go of your past mistakes, you're giving yourself permission to grow, to learn, and to evolve into the person you're meant to be. But holding on to those mistakes keeps you stuck in the past, unable to move forward, unable to fully embrace the future. You may feel like you don't deserve better. Maybe the mistakes you've made seem so big, so significant, that you can't imagine a brighter future. But that's the beauty of growth. No mistake is too big to overcome. No matter how many times you've fallen short, you have the ability to rise again. You have the ability to move forward. You just have to make the decision to let go and take that first step. And that first step comes from understanding that your future is waiting for you. It's easy to get caught up in the what ifs and the if onlys. But every time you dwell on the past, you're robbing yourself of the present moment and the future that's waiting for you. The present is where your power lies. The present is where you can take action. The future is what you're building right now. And it's a future that's filled with endless possibilities. But you can't access those possibilities if you're still holding on to the past. Letting go of your past mistakes also means letting go of the stories you've told yourself about who you are. We all have stories that we've created in our minds about ourselves. Stories that say we're not good enough, that we'll never succeed, that we're not worthy of happiness. But those stories are not true. They are simply the result of past experiences and the meaning we've attached to them. You are not defined by your past. You are not defined by your mistakes. You are defined by the choices you make today and the actions you take moving forward. You have the power to rewrite your story at any time. Every day is a new opportunity to start fresh. Every day is a chance to leave the past behind and embrace the future with open arms. When you let go of past mistakes, you're not saying that those mistakes didn't matter. You're not saying that they didn't teach you something. What you're saying is that you are ready to move forward. You are ready to take the lessons from your past and use them to create a better future. You are ready to forgive yourself, to let go of the guilt, and to embrace the person you're becoming. It's also important to understand that letting go of past mistakes doesn't mean you won't make more mistakes in the future. You will. We all will. But that's not a reason to hold back. That's a reason to keep going. Every mistake is an opportunity to learn and grow. Every setback is a chance to come back stronger.
Here's the key.
The key is not to fear mistakes, but to embrace them as part of the process. When you stop fearing mistakes, you stop being afraid of moving forward. The more you let go of the past, the more you make room for growth, for new opportunities, and for a future that's filled with endless possibilities. And the more you let go of your past mistakes, the more you allow yourself to step into your true potential. You are not defined by your mistakes. You are defined by your ability to learn, grow, and keep moving forward. When you let go of past mistakes, you also let go of the fear that those mistakes will happen again. The past can only hold power over you if you allow it to. When you stop letting it control you, you reclaim your power. You stop living in the shadow of your past and start living in the light of your future. You start living a life of possibility, of freedom, and of growth. So, if you're still carrying the weight of past mistakes, it's time to let go. It's time to forgive yourself. It's time to free yourself from the burden of guilt, regret, and shame. You've learned the lessons you needed to learn. Now it's time to move forward. Your future is waiting for you. It's waiting for you to step into it, to embrace it, and to make the most of every opportunity that comes your way. Let go of the past. Let go of the mistakes, and focus on your future. Focus on the person you're becoming. Focus on the possibilities that lie ahead. You have everything you need to create the life you want. The only thing holding you back is your own attachment to the past. Once you release that, you'll be free to build the future you deserve.
Number 9. Stop overthinking and take bold action with confidence. Overthinking is one of the biggest barriers to progress. We all have moments where our minds race with possibilities, scenarios, and what-ifs. It's like a constant loop that never ends. The more we think, the more complicated the situation becomes. And before we know it, we've paralyzed ourselves with indecision. Overthinking doesn't lead to solutions. It leads to confusion, fear, and frustration. It prevents us from moving forward, from taking action, from achieving the things we truly want in life. The truth is, when you overthink, you waste time and energy that could be better spent on taking action. Overthinking doesn't help you solve problems. It keeps you stuck in a cycle of doubt and hesitation. You may find yourself second-guessing every decision, questioning whether you're making the right move or wondering what might go wrong. And while it's important to consider consequences, overthinking keeps you focused on fear rather than possibility. You know this feeling all too well. The moment you're about to take action, something inside you whispers, "What if it doesn't work out? What if I fail? What if I make the wrong choice?" And suddenly that one question leads to more questions. And before long, you're stuck in a mental maze, paralyzed by indecision. This is the danger of overthinking. It feeds on fear and creates more uncertainty. It turns every potential opportunity into a mountain of obstacles that seem insurmountable. But here's the truth. The longer you stay in the cycle of overthinking, the further away you get from achieving your goals. You're not moving forward, you're staying in the same place, trapped in your own thoughts. Nothing changes unless you take action, and action is the only antidote to overthinking. The key to breaking free from this cycle is learning how to take bold action, even when you don't have all the answers. The world doesn't reward those who think endlessly without doing. It rewards those who are willing to take risks, to step outside their comfort zones, and to act with confidence. Confidence doesn't come from having every step figured out. It comes from trusting yourself to make the best decision with the information you have, and knowing that even if things don't go as planned, you can learn, adapt, and try again. Bold action is about stepping into the unknown, trusting the process, and believing that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. It's easy to think that the more you analyze a situation, the more prepared you'll be, but overthinking doesn't prepare you. It traps you in a cycle of uncertainty. The truth is, you can never have all the answers before you take the leap. Life is about embracing the unknown and learning as you go. The most successful people in life didn't sit around planning every detail of their journey. They took action, made mistakes, learned from them, and kept moving forward. They didn't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. They made the best decision they could at the time, and trusted that they could handle whatever came next. The power of taking bold action lies in the simple fact that you learn and grow through experience. You don't have to have everything figured out to start. The key is to start. The key is to stop overthinking and just take that first step. No matter how small, the act of moving forward builds momentum. Each step you take gives you more clarity, more confidence, and more strength to keep going. You may not have all the answers right away, but that's okay. Every step forward is progress,
even if you don't see the results immediately. The real danger of overthinking is that it keeps you stuck in a cycle of doubt, hesitation, and fear. And the longer you stay in that cycle, the harder it becomes to take action. But once you break free from overthinking and take that first step, you'll realize that the fear and uncertainty weren't as big as you thought. Taking bold action gives you a sense of power and control over your life. It gives you the confidence to keep moving forward, even when things don't go perfectly. And here's the most important thing you need to understand. No action is ever wasted. Every decision, every move you make, teaches you something valuable. Even if it doesn't work out exactly as you hoped, you gain experience, insight, and resilience. And those lessons are priceless. Overthinking keeps you stuck in a place of fear and inaction. Taking bold action moves you forward, even if it's just one step at a time. And with each step you become stronger, more confident, and more capable of handling whatever comes your way. There's another misconception about overthinking. People often believe that overthinking helps them make better decisions, that it gives them an edge by analyzing every possible outcome. But that's simply not true. Overthinking often leads to analysis paralysis, a state where you're so focused on analyzing every possible scenario that you never actually take action. The longer you wait, the more opportunities you miss. The more you analyze, the more you talk yourself out of taking that first step. The truth is, no amount of thinking will ever give you the perfect answer. There will always be uncertainty, always be risks, but that's okay. The key is to take action anyway. Taking bold action requires confidence, and confidence comes from experience. You have to trust that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. When you take action, you learn. When you learn, you grow. And when you grow, you become more confident in your ability to take the next step. Confidence is not something you're born with. It's something you build through experience. The more action you take, the more confident you become. And the more confident you become, the easier it is to take bold action again. It's time to stop overthinking and start acting. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because it doesn't exist. Don't wait for all the stars to align before you make a move. Just start. Take that first step, even if it's small, and trust that with each step you'll get clearer, more confident, and closer to your goals. You won't have all the answers, but that's okay. The answers will come as you move forward. The clarity will come as you take action. The confidence will come as you keep moving, even when it's hard. Remember, the greatest achievements in life don't come from thinking. They come from doing. Bold action is what separates those who succeed from those who get stuck. Overthinking will keep you stagnant, while action will propel you forward. The key is to stop waiting for the perfect time, the perfect plan, the perfect moment. Just start. Take that first step, and the rest will follow. It's time to trust yourself, trust the process, and take bold action. The future is waiting for you, and it's up to you to take the first step toward it. Don't let overthinking hold you back any longer. Your dreams are within reach, and the only thing standing between you and them is action. So stop overthinking, stop doubting yourself, and start taking bold, confident action today. The life you want is waiting for you. Go out and create it.
Number 10. Eliminate negative influences that poison your mindset daily. Negative influences are all around us, and they have an insidious way of poisoning our thoughts, emotions, and mindset. The most dangerous part is that we often don't even realize it's happening. These influences can come in many forms: negative people, toxic environments, media, social media, self-doubt, and even our own internal fears and limiting beliefs. Over time, if left unchecked, these influences erode our confidence, distort our sense of self-worth, and create a narrative of negativity that holds us back from reaching our full potential. If you want to create a better life, you have to start by eliminating the things that poison your mind every day. When I say negative influences, I'm not just talking about the people who bring negativity into your life. While toxic relationships are certainly a part of this, negative influences can also include the media you consume, the conversations you engage in, the thoughts you allow to linger in your mind, and the environments you spend your time in. All of these things shape how you see the world and how you see yourself. If you are constantly surrounded by negativity, doubt, and fear, that's what will dominate your mindset. It will prevent you from growing, from thriving, and from stepping into the person you're meant to be. Here's the thing. Your mind is your most powerful asset, and it's under constant bombardment from the world around you. It's up to you to protect it. Every thought, every word, every piece of information you consume has the potential to either lift you up or drag you down. We often underestimate the impact of what we let into our minds. The constant negative chatter, the toxic people, the stories of failure and scarcity, it all seeps in, and over time, it starts to shape your beliefs and your actions. If you want to change your life, you have to take control of what's influencing your thoughts. Start by evaluating the people you're spending time with. Are they lifting you up or bringing you down? Are they encouraging you to pursue your dreams, or are they constantly telling you what you can't do? Look at the conversations you're engaging in. Are they focused on growth, possibilities, and solutions, or are they centered around complaints, negativity, and limitations? The people you surround yourself with have an incredible influence on your mindset. If they are negative, they will drain your energy and leave you feeling defeated. But if you surround yourself with positive, supportive people who believe in your potential, they will help you stay focused on your goals and push you to be better. Another area to consider is the media you consume. The news, social media, television shows, movies, and even music can all have an impact on your mindset. If you're constantly watching the news, scrolling through social media, or consuming content that focuses on negativity, fear, and division, it will shape how you see the world. You may begin to feel hopeless, afraid, and uncertain about the future. But when you make a conscious effort to consume positive, uplifting content, books, podcasts, motivational speeches, or anything that inspires and encourages growth, you start to shift your mindset toward positivity, possibility, and empowerment. You are the sum of what you feed your mind. Just like you wouldn't put junk food into your body and expect to feel healthy, you can't feed your mind negativity and expect to feel good about yourself or your life. To achieve greatness, to build the life you truly want, you have to make the decision to feed your mind with positive, empowering, and inspiring thoughts. You need to eliminate the negativity that poisons your mindset and instead replace it with thoughts that will help you grow and thrive. But it's not just external influences you need to worry about. One of the most damaging negative influences is the voice inside your own head. How often do you find yourself doubting your abilities, criticizing yourself, or telling yourself that you're not good enough? Those negative self-talk patterns are just as toxic as anything external, and they can have a profound impact on how you view yourself and your potential. You can't afford to keep those thoughts running unchecked. You have to actively work on replacing self-doubt with self-belief, criticism with encouragement, and fear with confidence. The way you talk to yourself matters more than you think. If you're constantly feeding your mind with negativity, you'll start to believe those thoughts, and they will become your reality. But if you focus on empowering yourself, lifting yourself up, and believing in your potential, you'll begin to see yourself and your life in a completely different light. One powerful way to eliminate negative influences is by practicing mindfulness and awareness. Pay attention to the thoughts you're having throughout the day. Are they positive or negative? Are they pushing you toward your goals or pulling you away from them? When you notice negative thoughts or influences creeping in, take a step back and consciously shift your focus. You have the power to control your thoughts, even when it feels difficult. Remind yourself that you don't have to accept every thought that comes to your mind. Not every thought is true, and not every thought deserves your attention. Choose to focus on the thoughts that serve you and discard the ones that don't. It's also important to limit your exposure to toxic environments. Think about the places and situations where you feel drained, stressed, or unhappy. Are you spending time in environments that make you feel small or inadequate? Are you engaging in situations that undermine your confidence or create unnecessary stress? If so, it's time to remove yourself from those situations or change the way you interact with them. You have the power to decide where you spend your time, who you spend it with, and what kind of energy you allow into your life. Choose environments that inspire you, that make you feel alive, and that encourage your growth. Another crucial step in eliminating negative influences is taking responsibility for your own mindset. It's easy to blame other people, the world, or circumstances for your current situation, but the truth is, you have control over your thoughts, actions, and reactions. You are responsible for how you respond to life's challenges, how you manage your emotions, and how you choose to see the world. The more responsibility you take for your mindset, the more power you will have to create the life you desire. The people, the media, and the environments you expose yourself to
all play a role in shaping your mindset, but at the end of the day, you are the one in charge. You have the power to filter out negativity and focus on what serves you. By choosing to surround yourself with positive influences, eliminating toxic people and situations, and replacing negative self-talk with empowering thoughts, you'll begin to notice a dramatic shift in your mindset. You'll start to feel more confident, more capable, and more aligned with the life you want to create. It's time to stop letting negativity poison your mind and start taking control of what you allow in. Your thoughts shape your reality, and your reality shapes your life. If you want a better life, you need to create a better mindset, and that starts with eliminating the negative influences that are holding you back. Make the decision today to protect your mind, to feed it with positivity, and to surround yourself with people and environments that support your growth. You have the power to change your life, one thought at a time.